Bird of Prey 5. El Karuga. Kapla. Kapla.
I'm going to take this opportunity, however, to suggest that we all hail Karuga. That's all I'm saying.
Forgive me, Doctor. I'm receiving a number of distress calls. I don't doubt it.
Y'all remember to tip your waitresses. Have a mighty fine night.
If you come in peace, surrender or be destroyed. If you're here to make war, we surrender.
Both good. The important thing is I'm meeting new people.
When the appointed hour arrives, the Marauders will deactivate their cloaking devices and begin transporting Klingon shock troops directly to the landing zone.
Landing zone? Where? Tell me.
Why not? Your feeble weapons will be useless against us. We will kill all your males and take your females to mate with.
All right. Now the Federation's taking over, whether you like it or not. You people, you've been running this planet like a piecework factory. From now on, it's going to be under one roof. You're going to run it like a business. And that means you're going to make a profit.
Look at these 3 words written larger than the rest, with a special pride never written before or since. Tall words, proudly saying, "We the people."
Hi, I'm Nicole DeBoer. I played Lieutenant Ezri Dax on DS9, and I welcome you to Bird of Prey 5 channel. Hail Karoga.
Hello world, it's Bird of Prey 5, Kapla, and welcome to Bed Life for Friday, December 8th, 2023. And I know I'm a little bit cloudy, a little not the clearest video you've ever seen. Apologies for whatever reason. I could not get my XSplit video camera to work correctly, and it just decided to tell me, nope, you can't access it, even though I can clearly access the camera via any other application. For whatever reason today, XSplit was just being a dick. But whatever, no big deal. I don't need the camera for a whole lot, except that I would like to tell people who are interested that our Make Klingons Great Again hats are back in stock. And by back in stock, and I say, look at the back. It's got that nice, these are the best of the best hats we've ever had. No, they're fitted, and there's large, extra large, medium, basically fits everybody from a normal to a bulbous head, such as myself. It's a really nice, really comfortable fit. It's got the best text, really easy to read. Make Klingons great again. As you can see, it's a nice black hat, red text, and you want to go turn it around so you're all cool, and you can just have Kapla on the back. Although the best thing is you can actually personalize what it says on the back. It doesn't just have to be doesn't just have to be Kapla. It can be anything you want. There's Birdo Prey 5. There's Kapla.com, BirdoPrey5.com. Anything you want it to say, you can have it say fuck salty if you want. I mean, I'm not suggesting you have it say that, but if you want it to say salty sucks, you could say that too. Karoga forever, Turdistan drools. I mean, I don't know if you have room for Turdistan drools, but you can put more than just Kapla on the back. And you can get these. I don't upsell or upcharge it at all. These are the cost that it costs to get them made for. On Amazon.com. And that's just what I do is I use my Amazon affiliate link. And there it is in the chat. That is my Amazon affiliate link. So yes, I get like $1 or $2 from the purchase of the hat, maybe, but it doesn't cost you any additional amount of money. It's just if you then go on to buy anything else on Amazon from that link, then I'd get a portion of whatever sale you might make Amazon too. So it's a gamble. It's a gamble, but I don't care. I'm not interested in making money off the sale of the hats. If you're interested in getting this hat, wonderful. There's the link. Go for it. A big thanks to, it was Mr. Londell, but there was a, let me see. There was, it was Troy from Netter. Netter and I were interviewing Mr. Londell's Groovy Movies, and he was wearing the Klingon, Make Klingons Great Again hat. They asked about it, and he pointed us to your webpage, but the link was broken. On BirdoPrey5.com, yes, if you went to BirdoPrey5.com recently, this link down here, the order Make Klingons Great Again hat link had been broken. I had to find another company to fulfill the orders, and I did. And it came in today. Quality is excellent. I'm very happy. And so if you click on this now, it takes you to Amazon. You order it directly off of Amazon. The current price is $27.99. You choose between small and medium or large and extra large. I've got the large, extra large. It fits well. And then when you add to the cart, you do have to, you can personalize it by adding, okay, on this screen, I don't know that this Amazon account is signed in correctly. But if you were signed in, you could add to the cart and you would go ahead and, select the size. That's what I needed to do. Okay. Customize it now. You can still get it before Christmas. For those interested, you go to Customize Now, and you can add back text for the back. So this is where I put in Kapla with an exclamation point, and I use Breezy as the font. So that's if you wanted to get the exact copy of what I'm wearing. you go ahead and do that. That said, like I said, it doesn't have to be Kapla. You could put bird, oh, pray, 5, or whatever you wanted to put back there. You can experiment with different fonts and whatever you want. It come up on back. You'll like it. It looks good. And, you enjoy it. You have fun with the hat. It's not the cheapest hat. Don't get me wrong. It's $28, $27.99, plus another $7.69 if you want anything on the back. If you want to keep the back blank, then you can save, $8. You can save $8. Also, if you prefer a color other than red, you could make it white or gray or something. I'd suggest not black. Black on black is pretty stupid. But then you order it. Like if you order it today, you'll probably get it by, they say, December 13th to 18th. In my case, it came really quick. So I'd suggest you probably get it by the 14th if you order it today, but that's just me guessing. So there you guys, make Klingons great again. Back in stock. I hope you enjoy it. This is my favorite version of the hat. I was surprised anybody was actually still interested in it, but I hope it makes it brings people some joy this holiday season. So with that, let us get back to the chat, and that's probably going to be the camera for today. I don't anticipate using it again. So yeah, we're back. We're back to being safe for work. Safe. Nobody has to look upon me any longer. Way back at noon, I screwed up. I screwed up today. I thought I was getting the live stream ready, and I forgot YouTube does not copy the start time, and it thought I was ready to stream, and just set the stream up for noon. But no, I was not ready, and it took me about 10 minutes to figure out that YouTube had thought I was ready to go live. So Pop Culture Curator was first in the chat and says, "Hello guys, Kapla Bird will pray." Jedi Bill says, "Kapla Bird, all should hail Karoga." The Traveler says, "Bird is never early and never late. He just wakes up from a nap, then live streams." And LDG is like, "What? 11:55 a.m. That's when it was supposed to go live, at least according to YouTube." The Traveler saw it at 8:55. Jedi Bill says, "And where is Bird of Prey 5? Well, the Bird of Prey 5 is the word. Thank you. And that's when I realized, shit. And I meant 4 p.m. is when I meant for it to start. Pop Culture Curator lolled, and I apologized for the time, and I fixed it. Not Ryan Johnson says, "Hello and Kapla. Hail Karoga." Much closer to the actual start time of 3:06. He said that at 3:16 p.m. Cody Guy waved at 3:50. Welcome, Cody. Yvette, just a few minutes before I started, said, "Good evening, Bird and everyone." Good evening to the lovely Yvette. Dan Ben says, "Sometimes the YouTube app on my TV can give me the wrong time." or live by an hour. Yeah, no, it wasn't the app. This was solely my fault. Dan Ben says, my Android phone internal storage is full and I don't want to remove any apps. I need to use anything else taking up space was moved to the SD card. Yeah, that happens. 47 Yorktown says, hello, young sir. Hello, 47. Gorilla's Random Thoughts says, kapla, kapla, gorilla. Mike Richards says, greetings from Columbus, Ohio. Greetings, Mike Richards. Schwario says, kapla, bird. Hope you and the other Oprays are doing well today. Thank you, Schwario. I'll tell you, I had some decent sleep again. Not great, not perfect, but downright decent. Decent. Schwario says, you're going to run it like a business. We, the people, from now on, it's going to be under one roof. Absolutely. Words and Pictures says, kapla, bird of prey 5. Good to see you. Good to be here. Good to have you here, Words and Pictures. Hakeem says, kapla, bird. It's good to see you on camera. Thank you, Hakeem. I don't like being on camera much these days. Wearing the oxygen tubes. I don't know. I'm just not 100. I'm just not back. When I'm back, I'll be happy to be on camera again. Mike Richards says, thou shalt not be a dick to the God Emperor. Well, thank you, Mike Richards. And Dan Ben says, who looks uncool in a hat? Let me tell you.
Indications negative at this time.
Yvette with a £2 sterling super chat got eyebrow Dax. She said, fingers crossed for kissing Dax for you all. Thank you, lovely Yvette. It is Dax. It is some kind of Dax. It's better than no Dax. Right? Some Dax is better than no Dax. As for Dan Ben, who looks uncool in a hat? I was wearing kapla hats even in college. Okay, back in college in 1999 or 1998, 1999, because I graduated in 2000. So I remember going to the mall, going to a kiosk in the mall that did custom ball caps. And I mean, granted, today you just order this stuff from fucking Teespring or whatever. But back in the day, you went to the mall and they could customize it. And I wanted it to say kapla. And they're like, what the fuck does that even mean? And I would be like, don't fucking ask. Doesn't matter. Just fucking make it say kapla with an apostrophe at the end. They're like, sir, you are crazy. But if you just write it here on this form using this archaic writing utensil known as a pen, it's filled with liquid ink, and you press it against paper, and the ink magically comes out, and you just fill it in the squares, and I handwrite it in. It's like typing, but with your hand, and no mechanism. It's weird. Anyway, I would handwrite it out, kapla, apostrophe, and they're like, are you sure that's what you wanted to say? Like, yes, I'm sure. Capital Q, lowercase everything else, apostrophe at the end. I go, okay, whatever. And so they put it on a hat and they gave it to me, and I fucking wore that hat all the fucking time. And I was the fucking definition of cool in my own brain. I mean, I don't know what the other people thought of it, especially as I got older and I look back on it. I'm assuming the 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 time the ladies that came over to me were doing so out of pity rather than anything else, since yeah, that was probably a pretty stupid thing to be doing. But hey, at least to yourself be true, right? At least to yourself be true. So I was true to myself. Gorilla's random thought: what the hell is a mall? I know, Gorilla, I know. It's just something you had to be there for in the 90s. If you missed it, I'm sorry. It's too much to it's too painful to go back and revisit. Taylor Swift greater than Disney Star Wars, and MCU is waving with the turquoise hand man. Turquoise hand man will scare me in my dreams. But welcome back, Taylor Swift, greater than Disney Star Wars and MCU. LDG at Free the Net is waving. Hey, LDG. LDG did a stream last night, guys, in the middle of the night, 27 minutes and a few seconds long. He has a longer live stream planned to come out December, I believe, 18th. If you have not yet checked out LDG's channel, do so. Go ahead and make sure you're signed up to notify for his upcoming live stream. This way perhaps you'll get an email once he actually goes live. That will be something interesting. This was an interesting one too, but he deleted it. I have it on good authority that he will not be deleting the big stream coming up in a couple of weeks. DJ Ronnie G says, hello, Shakespearean Klingon. Thank you, DJ Ronnie G. I was on Captain Foley's stream yesterday, and I asked him to do some Shakespeare lines of his choosing, using one of his many skulls that he had behind him. All right. And there we go. Kissing Dax. Jedi Bill with a $2 donation through Super Chat says, go for Kissing Dax. Indeed, Jedi Bill. You got Kissing Dax. Thank you so much, Jedi Bill. And you got to go ahead and like that Super Chat. Awesome. Awesome. We got to Kissing Dax. Anyway, yeah, Captain Foley, I'd say he was some mediocre shit. Eastland Burkholder says, do not smile, goofy smile, when wearing this cap. Klingons are stoic characters. Worf is stoic, for sure. Klingons, I don't know. Like Dax says, Klingons laugh. Worf doesn't laugh. DJ Ronnie G appreciates the story. Daniel's Hot Topic says, hi, welcome, Daniel. Eastland says, I understand you're not feeling 100%. Yeah, thank you, Eastland. Yeah, it's going to be a while. Jedi Bill says, go for kissing Dax. And got it. Which was awesome. DJ Ronnie says, oh, cool. I haven't seen Foley in a minute, but he's all right. Yeah. Captain Foley is, he's a good guy. He is a good guy. Anyway. Okay. So, today is December 8th, 2023. And besides the fact that we've got our Make Klingons Great Again Amazon source working again, we've got certain days of today. It is today. And Captain Fandom Nerd says, hello, Captain. I hope you're doing a little better. And Jedi Bill says, I used my force powers for that one. The Jedi Bill, capable of using the force to get kissing Dax. That's awesome, Jedi Bill. You should practice it and maybe you can do kissing Dax even when other people get. Maybe you can get Yvette's kissing Dax powers to work. Gorilla's Random Thoughts says, I'm hoping to be able to get 1 or 2 videos out for my keys to the Kingdom discussion series. Keys to the Kingdom discussion series. Okay. So it's National Brownie Day today on December 8th. Some people out there really like their brownies. I personally, not really a brownie guy. I was more interested in this interesting holiday. Pretend to be a time traveler day. If you've ever noticed any unusual characters on December 8th, they may be celebrating Pretend to be a Time Traveler Day. On this day of imagination and time-hopping celebration, we pretend that we can move across the years and go wherever we want. Whether you're entertaining the kids or looking to bring some creativity to your day, we have the best ideas to make sure you don't get stuck in a wormhole. Let me tell you guys, there are people out there, friends of ours, who I promised to not give them away. Okay. But they claim that they're not paranoid, but I think paranoid is still the best way of describing them. And they say, and I'm very sad to have to tell them otherwise, but there are people out there right now who believe that everyone else who talks to them, who interacts with them, who they see, who they randomly, quote unquote, run into, are all time travelers from the future that have all come back to meet them. They are so full of themselves, that they think everybody they deal with in their life are all time travelers who have come back in time just to meet them before they got super famous or whatever. Could you imagine? I can, I have, and I have to hold back the tears, the laughter, or the actual fear I have for these people who think that they are so important that everybody around them is here to meet them before they get famous. On the other hand, if they're right, who knows? Maybe I'm the only one here who really is here, and everyone else has come back in time, and I'm just not in on it. You know what? After I thought about it some, I was like, better not tread down that road anymore, just in case. It's Christmas jumper day. I don't Constitution of Uzbekistan, which of course I just like saying the word Constitution and Uzbekistan. Like it almost sounds made up, like Turkestan. Or the Immaculate Conception Day. Speaking of words that sound made up, conception. Mother's Day in Panama, because Panamanian women can't share the day. National Blue Collar Day. National Health Savings Account Day. National Lard Day. Look at that delicious fucking lard. Get your apron ready as we learn about cooking with lard this lard day. National Salesperson Day. Be sure to go out of your way to say, I appreciate you. I gotta tell you, the salesman is a lost art. A good salesperson can be good regardless of what they're selling. When I was working with the liquor company, we depended on our sales staff. Our sales staff got a lot of shit done. They made a lot of miracles happen, and never underestimate a salesman. It's National Youth Day in Albania, not Alabama, Albania. And the most interesting day it is today is Take It in the Ear Day. Take It in the Ear Day. Yes, it's Take It in the Ear Day, but don't be putting anything in your ear. That includes the Q-tip. Do not put the Q-tip in your ear. It warns you not to put the Q-tip right on the fucking package. Take It in the Ear Day takes place on December 8th every year. The origins of this day are as mysterious as the meaning of the clause. No one is sure where the day originated or how it's supposed to be celebrated. There's a lot of doubt about whether this day has an origin at all, or whether it was simply made up by someone who was having a bad day and decided to do something silly for themselves. Regardless, the day exists and continues to feature on calendars and lists of bizarre holidays. And we're certainly not going to be the ones to stop the fun. So here we go. The history of Take It in the Ear Day. This is an odd holiday that lacks a definitive history, and every internet source we consulted was just as baffled as we were. So instead of our usual delivery of an interesting long story backed by facts and figures, we'll use a different approach and give you a rundown of the various reasons this holiday's a rundown of the various versions of this holiday we found. The phrase originates from Jim Carrey's movie Liar Liar, where he famously remarked, "Take it in the ear." This was his reply to an argument for which he had no answer. It's like a polite way of telling someone to go away, or rather colorful language sprinkled in between the words. The second, the holiday started as an inside joke among a group of people and has simply escalated into a jocular holiday recognized nationwide. The version of this story, which we're fond of, rings true. A little joke between friends, blown wildly out of proportion, and we're all parroting the words of friends who thought they were just being funny. The last story, arguably the most popular, goes thus. Take it in the ear as a typo. Now we're family friendly, but put two and two together and have a giggle over this. We won't confirm or deny we laughed when we heard the joke. So basically they're saying, take it in the ear day was a typo of take it in the rear day. Take it in the ear timeline. 1996 is Liar Liar. Filming for the movie began. And 1997, Liar Liar was released. In 2022, the movie was remastered. And then in 2022, National Today gets involved. Driven by confusion and curiosity, we decide to research and write about this bizarre holiday. So between 1996 and 2022, seems like absolutely nothing was done. No one knows when it started. Is Take It in the Ear Day about ear infections? There is no concrete proof. No. What can I do to relieve ear pain? An odd question for a holiday blog, but some find it hot or cold, packed pressed to the ear helps. Take it in the ear day activities. One, take it in the ear. We mean this hypothetically. Taking this in the ear can mean taking time to listen to a podcast, enjoy some music, pay extra attention when someone is talking to you. Do not actually take it in the ear, which for, you know what we mean. Don't let somebody leave a mess in your ear. That is not good. It's not good for your ear. It's not good for the whales. It's not good for you. Decorate your ear. If you're feeling particularly daring, why not get your ears pierced or tattooed? There's a variety of piercings you can get, ranging from the outrageous to the discreet. Or, listen to me this, How about not? And 3, make your tradition. Maybe things to do with your ear don't appeal to you. You can also use time to start a new tradition with your loved ones. Go for ice cream. Do the things we've all been meaning to do. Even make up wacky reasons for this holiday's existence. Okay. Whatever. No trees in the White House. 5 facts and weird happenings around holidays. Weird complaints. 2, no trees in the White House. In 1901, Christmas trees were banned from the White House by President Teddy Roosevelt. Halloween spending. Around $7 billion is spent on Halloween every year. Holidays prevent burnout, and they are email hotspot. Over 25% of work emails are sent during a holiday. Well, that is ridiculous. Why do we love Take It in the Ear Day? It's weird. A holiday is weird. It's okay to say it. We love that it's different from anything else out there. Every time you read it, you pause for a moment to process what you've read. We like that it keeps you on your toes. It's fun. Despite how odd the day is, it does sound like fun. Having the excuse to say silly things and respond in this phrase, you're losing an argument, sounds like a fun thing to do. It's an excuse to watch a Jim Carrey movie. Well, I don't think they understand what taking it in the ear really means. I don't think they get it. But anyway, let's go on to, I'll go read the chat, but we'll do a Wordle. Somebody will give me a 5-letter word, and I will put it in Wordle, and we'll see what happens. LDG, Free the Net, puts in some emojis, hard-working, hammer, a hammer, a screwdriver, a computer, and a chair. I think it means he's working on his computer desk. Dan Van doesn't like brownies. They make him ill after they've eaten one. LDG is laughing, yeah. Pleasant Valley Picker Canada says Kapla Bird, and hi to the chat. DJ Ronnie G says maybe it's a result of CERN creating a pocket dimension for them. PBP says arrogant people are a drag. Dan Van says it's like that Simpsons episode where Homer is looking at a globe and reads one of the countries as "you are gay." Uruguay. You are gay. And I've read it that way too, to my friend who is from Uruguay. You are gay. Pleasant Valley Figure, Lard Day. Yes, it is Lard Day. Antiderivative Jill is in the house. Antiderivative Jill. Pleasant Valley Figure says, hey Jill, what day is your birthday? Antiderivative Jill's birthday is this Sunday. The day Mama Frey saved out-of-date spam. Actually, it turned out not only does Mama Frey have the original out-of-date spam, but the replacement spam, it turned out to be low-sodium chicken made with chicken spam that I didn't want to eat. Turned out that's out of date now too. Not as far out of date as the original spam, but now all the spam in the house is officially out of date. Again. Oh, you threw it out? Oh, you threw out the chicken spam? Yeah. Yeah, nobody's gonna eat that. Dan Van, yes, the 10th. Another, they have someone else whose December birthday is the 10th. Dan Van says, wow. Yeah, I'm not going to read that, Dan Van. Jedi Bill says, at least you didn't say take it in the rear day. Well, that was the joke, Jedi Bill. They feel that like that was possibly a typo for take it in the rear day. Pleasant Valley Figures says lots of them seem like odd holidays. Anti-Derivative Jill says hi to PvP. JP's is in the house, says PPP. Dan Van says fire rear torpedoes. Pleasant Valley Pigger says, are you enjoying your weekend off, Jill? Since there was no tea time, I slept until 12:30. Dan Van says maybe special days, but they all big holidays, no. And Dan Ben says, I never heard about take it in the ear you're reading about. I did hear sigh ringing as a kid. I hated it. Pleasant Valley Figure says there should be a pointless day. Oh, I'm sure there are. I'm sure there's more than one. Antidote Jill is laughing. Dan Ben says, as a kid, I once had a wasp sting me in my ear. Luckily, it flew away, but the stinging in my ear was painful. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Dan Ben says, I watch a British YouTuber who takes pointless train journeys. That's not pointless. The journey is the fun. Dan Ben says, in the UK, we have a game show called Pointless. JP's is taking it in the ear, means all the other holes are occupied. Dan Van says, who really wants to watch Jim Carrey movies? I don't know. I was bored enough. It depends on the movie. I used to like them. I actually used to look forward to Ace Ventura, Pet Detective, and Ace Ventura 2. But now, oh, I feel dirty for even having watched them. The Truman Show, I could probably watch that again. Jedi Bill says beard. Pleasant Valley Figure says, I don't get how Hollywood has become so big. To me, it's for kids, but adults cover their yards and homes with decorations. Halloween. Oh, I don't get how Halloween, not Hollywood. I don't get how Halloween has become so big. To me, it's for kids, but adults cover their yards and homes with decorations. Well, most of the adults who cover their yards and homes with decorations have kids of their own. So even though it's for kids, it's also a way to, you know, show off to the other parents, like, hey, I'm better than you. If my kid if I have a better uh, Halloween, you know, whatever, that means I'm better than you. That's my guess. JP says there's a pointless day in Canada every day since Trudeau has been in power. Chicken spam, says Pleasant Valley picker and gets sick. Sick at the notion of chicken spam. Well, it's what you had to have. If you want low sodium spam, you have to have chicken spam. Dan Ben says, I don't think you can take it in the belly button if you have an Audi. Dan Ben, I don't think Audis exist. I've never seen somebody with an Audi. The only Audis I've seen are on newborns, and then they fall off and they become innie. Like where is there a picture of anybody with an Audi? JP says no one has a belly button. JP's, I assure you I do. And it's an innie. Dan Ben says, today is pretend to be a time traveler day. I never heard of that before. Sounds fun. Yep, Daniel, you can get all prompt. Dan Ben says, yeah, they are fun train video. And he says, earlier I said as a kid, I had to have ear syringing. Oh, ear wax removal. It was very unpleasant. I get my earwax removed pretty regularly, just spraying water in. Well, first I put hydrogen peroxide in, wait on my side for 5 or 10 minutes. It makes a bunch of clicking noise as it kind of cuts away at the wax. And then there's this bottle of water with this special hose that makes the water shoot out like a laser. And Mama Pray squeezes it and it pushes pressure into the ear. And then after a few minutes, I drain the ear and all this nastiness comes out into a cup, a special cup. And then after 2 or 3 rinses, usually it's all out and I can hear again and everybody's happy. Oh, Jedi Bill, if you're putting beard as the word for Wordle, Beard. Okay, I guess we'll start with beard. We'll do that. I was wondering why you just said beard. Dan Ben says, I agree with you on the Truman Show. I can also watch the film again. I once saw it a long time ago. Also, what was there? Liar, Liar? I could probably do that again. Pleasant Valley Picker says, if you have a mother, you have a belly button. I agree. Jim's Landscape LLC says, hello, Jim. Dan Ben says, do you have a belly button if you're a test tube baby? Yes, you do, because regardless, you were still placed in a woman who had a umbilical cord, umbilical cord, and nobody to date that we know of has ever been born without an umbilical. So you have a belly button. Dan Ben says, I don't care to watch How I Met Your Mother or How I Met Your Father. Well, I don't know about How I Met Your Father, but How I Met Your Mother was fun. Weird. Weird, and we got an A and the R in the right spot. Figure the rest of that out. Hmm. What? What would we be before AR? TH? No. PH? No. ST? Stare? No. We know it's not starry. Maybe it ends in a Y. STARY. Okay. We got the S though. S shark. SHARK. We got 4 letters. SHAR. Shar. It's not shard. It's not shark. Share. No, it's not share. We have the E used. Sharp. 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 We tell us yes. We often tell nephew of prey, put that down, it's sharp. Okay, not too bad. Got it in 4. Got it in 4. Okay. Jim says he was live earlier today. Dan Ben says, I don't care. Watch How I Met Your Mother. I read that. Dan Ben says the body's blood vessels are long enough to circle the globe more than twice. I don't know about that. Pleasant Valley Picker, Canada, says amazing how much nasty stuff the human body can produce. Dan Ben says the body's blood vessels are long enough to circle the globe more than twice. That's a quote, though. JP's says sharp. Pleasant Valley Picker says sharp. Dan Ben says Sharpie. And Pleasant Valley Picker says yay. FKHC 2005. Kapla says you should play one of the old Star Trek video games. I'm not really into playing games. It's very hard. It's very hard for me to chat and play a game at the same time. That said, I'm actually, as a reminder for those who might be interested, I do play Governor of Poker 3. For those of you who used to play Governor Poker 3 and you got on the team. Used to be led by Cinnabon, and it used to be called Super Donkey for whatever reason. It's a free team. It's a team that lets you, if you're on the team, you get access to team challenges on Sundays. I'm sorry, on Wednesdays. It gives you more opportunity to win chess and whatnot. But the thing is, you have to play. You have to play to be able to compete. And if you're not playing, you're taking up the spot of someone who could play, who's interested in playing. And I really would just like to know from anybody who is a member of the team, if you think you might come back someday soon, then please come in and just shoot me a message or write on the team wall that you'll be back. Or if you're not going to be back and you're like, fuck, F that, I'm tired of you guys, I'm tired of you idiots, and I don't ever want to see you guys again, whatever the reason, let me know that too. This way we can send you away from our team and bring in new people who, even though I don't know them, are looking for teams and can help everybody. Dan Ben says, didn't you used to play Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? That was fun. I played that a couple of times. Yeah, it was fun. FKHC says, how about a game of Fizbin? Oh my God, actual Fizbin would blow my mind. Jim's Landscape LLC says, please check out the TOS flyby video. Yes, I've suggested it numerous times before. It is a relatively short video of Star Trek TOS ship flying by the camera. JP says, Donnie's got to get out of my swamp. Donkey, get out of my swamp. Dan Van says, I have a video of the Enterprise D firing weapons. Pew, 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 pew. Okay. Let's see if there's any news going on. What's up with the news? Google, Oxford High School shooter to be sentenced in Michigan. Okay, it's unfortunate. Trump gag order in the election case largely upheld. That's unfortunate. U.S. blocks UN Security Council demand for humanitarian ceasefire in Gaza. And Hunter Biden indicted on 9 new tax cuts. Wow. Okay. Maybe we can get some more interesting stuff. Kevin Costner's new Lady Love Jewel, singer 49, looks better than ever in swimsuit images taken during trip It's not. How a set fire led to Star Trek Voyager's funniest episode. What? How a set fire. What is Voyager's funniest episode? Oh, Bride of Chaotica is considered to be Voyager's funniest episode, and it was created because of a fire on the bridge set. The holodeck, which creates realistic virtual environments, is frequently used in Voyager, often for romantic story development. While Star Trek is perhaps most known for its inclusive vision of future, no, inviting social commentary, no, that's not all it is. As much as fans love the drama in the franchise, humor is an equally important part of its creative DNA. On Star Trek Voyager, the 5th season episode, The Bride of Chaotica, is arguably the series' funniest and mostly exists because of a fire on the bridge. A lighthearted holodeck romp, it's both a loving homage to old sci-fi and a brilliant send-up of Star Trek itself. While most of the people think the holodeck was created for Star Trek Next Generation, it actually first appeared in the animated series. Essentially, the next evolution in virtual reality, the futuristic holographic technology creates real-world environments down to people, crew, and talk and even touch. Where in Star Trek Voyager is concerned, a holodeck usually means an episode where Kate Mulgrew's Captain Janeway explores a little romance. The decision was made early on that unlike Captain Kirk, Janeway would not delve into romance, especially alliances with the crew. In later episodes, X-Borg 7 of 9 uses the holographic recreation of Voyager and its crew to practice social skills and learn to be more human. Yet the best use of the holodeck comes from Lieutenant, sometimes Ensign Tom Paris, and his fascination with 20th century culture and technology. He creates a hologram called The Adventures of Captain Proton, where he plays the titular hero and faces off against villainous Dr. Chaotica. Okay. Tom Paris character based on Nick Locarno, an antagonist from Star Trek Next Generation, recently brought back for season 4 of Lower Decks. Okay. Talk to me about the holo. It was jacket decoration. It felt gimmicky. I thought Captain Proton was a little emotionally character connected to Tom's love of 20th century. Then just the odd reference, knick-knack, blah, 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 blah. Actor Martin Rayner played a holographic villain, Dr. Chaotica, on a perfect balance. Okay. Halfless dunce. The whole thing was shot in black and white. Okay. Fire on Voyager brings the set. With 26 episodes produced each year, writers, directors, and the cast of Star Trek Voyager were always looking for a concept that could be repeated. Because USS Voyager was traveling throughout the series 75,000 light years back to the Alpha Quadrant Earth, alien planets and culture could rarely be returned. However, the holodeck went everywhere with the ship, so Captain Proton, Lanzac, and the hilariously named Satan's robot could. The accidental fire on the bridge set forced the producer's hands. On the Voyager Rewatch podcast, The Delta Flyers, hosted by McNeil and Wang. The full story of the fire is told for the first time. Producers used to cater lunch for the crew on Fridays, and Wang and Neelix actor Ethan Phillips were eating their food at a picnic table overlooking the bridge. Executive producer Rick Berman was also on set at the time, standing behind the ship consoles for a photo shoot of the now defunct Yahoo magazine. The lights that were lighting this photo shoot, Wang says, caught the fabric we had over the top of the bridge on fire. Wang had his back to the set, but Phillips could see what was going on. His eyes grew wide and he asked Wang if the bridge was supposed to be on fire. They stood up and alerted the crew as Berman ran clear of the blaze. Members of the crew grabbed the fire extinguishers and put out the flames, but the damage done to the set was significant. Thus, Pride of Chaotica came about as a way to shoot the episode primarily on other sets. The premise of the episode involved the ship getting stuck in a sci-fi anomaly and creating a portal to a dimension populated by photonic aliens. They visit the holodeck, believing the over-the-top characters to be life forms. Since Dr. Chaotica is evil, a very real war broke out between the army of evil and these aliens. However, the threat to the ship and crew was very low, allowing the characters to lean into the silliness and fun of the episode. Mulgrew, for example, plays Arachnia, the Spider Queen, Chaotica's titular bride. Okay. Where are we? Dan Ben has video of the Enterprise D firing weapons. Mikey Sues 4 says Kapla, Brother Bird, and hail our Karogan Alliance. Kapla, Mikey Sues. JP says 10 out of 10 for those pews. There's no news on the screen. Oh, yeah, okay. That would have been good if I had been reading that earlier. Mighty Sue says UNLV was shot up too. What does that mean? Dan Ben says you haven't put the news on the screen. Daniel is asking, what is UNLV? Mikey says the University of Nevada, Las Vegas. Oh, I did not know that. JP says they should have wrote Janeway like Kirk and screwed anything that moved. Hakeem says hey to Mikey Sues, as does Jim. Mikey Sues says Daniel, the man is suspected of opening fire at the University of Nevada, Las Vegas on Wednesday, killing 3 people, wounding the 4th. Has been identified as 67-year-old Tony Polo. Mikey Sues says Las Vegas police eventually tracked down the former law professor and killed him. JP says only killing 3, they'll call anything a shootings. So anyway, this is the article on how a set fire led to Star Trek Voyager's funniest episode. But here's something. From Cord Cutters News, Comedy Central, MTV, and Paramount Network streaming apps are getting shut down. What? Paramount will shut down the streaming app version of its key networks, Comedy Central, MTV, and Paramount Network. Okay. So those are not Paramount Plus. Paramount Plus already has most of what's on those channels. While they may remain live for now, a listing on the Apple App Store says the apps will be discontinued. Instead, it directs viewers to watch shows and films on those networks through their TV provider or on mtv.com. The apps for other major networks, including Nickelodeon, VH1, BET, appear to be running and don't have the warning of discontinuation in their Apple Store listing. The move follows Paramount letting customers know it was shutting down the Showtime Anytime app December 14th. Paramount merged Showtime into its Paramount Plus app so the company could eventually be driving audiences toward its subscription streaming service. The company shut the apps because of low adoption and usage, with most viewers still checking out programs through their cable or video on demand, according to a person familiar with the matter. The Comedy Central, MTV, and Paramount Network are TV Everywhere apps that allow you to access their content for free by verifying your pay TV subscription. With the number of cable subscribers going down and people moving to streaming, there may be less use for these apps going forward. Yeah, it's not Paramount Plus. That's clearly what they were trying to confuse us into thinking they were saying. I mean, really, they're surprised that they even have streaming apps for those brands. Okay, let's see. Screen Rant. Kirk caused the entire species to go extinct. Star Trek already confirmed a major Star Trek 4 fan theory is 100% true. I don't know. Let's see. Although Kirk saved the galaxy in Star Trek 4, The Voyage Home, his actions in that movie had serious consequences for the 20th century. Star Trek confirms a fan theory about The Voyage Home involving humpback whales, adding a dark twist to Captain Kirk's actions. Bringing the whales forward in time ultimately leads to their extinction, forcing Kirk to travel back to save them in the first place. What the fuck? Kirk's actions in Voyage Home make him known as a menace to the timeline, as he's frequently tampered with throughout the Star Trek series. Star Trek has already confirmed that a major The Voyage Home fan theory is 100% true. Regarded as one of the best and most accessible movies of the Star Trek franchise, The Voyage Home has inspired a fan theory involving humpback whales. One of the film's main plot points, fans have debated this theory for years, but in 2008, Star Trek: The Last Generation, this theory is seemingly confirmed. Star Trek 8: The Last Generation, what the fuck is that? Nothing. Released by IDW, Star Trek The Last Generation was written by Andrew Stephen Harris and is drawn by Garden Purcell. A fucking comic book? A comic book cannot confirm a fan theory. The machinations of time traveler Braxton have created an alternate timeline where the Klingons conquered the Federation. As Braxton examines the new timeline, he comments on Kirk's actions in The Voyage Home. I'm not fucking reading all that text. What's that, Captain Picard? Fuck you. By bringing two whales forward in time, Kirk contributes to the species eventually going extinct, which ironically would eventually force Kirk to travel back and save them in the first place. What the Released to coincide with the franchise's 20th anniversary in 1986, The Voyage Home was the most successful film starring Kirk and the original crew of the Enterprise. In the 23rd century, an alien probe arrives on Earth, transmitting a mysterious signal. Learning the probe seeks the now extinct humpback whale, Kirk and company travel back to the 20th century. There, they locate two whales, bring them back to the 23rd century, where they talk to the probe and send it on its way. The whale probe, as fans came to call it, was never seen again. Yet since The Voyage Home's release, fans have debated whether Kirk's plan in the movie was sound or not. Some commenters have pointed out that one of the two whales Kirk brought with him Gracie was pregnant. Fans have maintained that these two whales and their progeny could have been enough to save the species from going extinct in the 21st century, at least in the Star Trek universe. By abducting the two whales in 1986, Kirk condemned the entire species to death a few decades later. Furthermore, whale expert Dr. Gillian Taylor came forward with Kirk, effectively silencing a major supporter of the whale preservation efforts. Oh my fucking God! Did they not watch the goddamn movie? Did they not watch the goddamn movie? If Kirk hadn't been in the Bird of Prey, the whaling ship would have got the fucking whales. The whaling ship was on them. The fucking Bird of Prey had to zoom in front of the whaling ship and block the goddamn harpoon. Those whales weren't going to live. Kirk saved them. He saved them. They were dead. They were dead. And I have it on good authority that the chick was going to get murdered on her way home that night. I don't know. I'm just saying. I'm pretty sure she was going to get effed up badly. So she also escaped death. But those whales, they were as good as dead. Now, if you want to debate whether one pregnant whale and parent whale, two whales, one pregnant, is enough to restart the species. Arguably, I think there's also pretty good. I think there's a solid theory that worse, George and Gracie might indeed be brother and sister. In addition to having a baby, if you want to argue that there might not be enough genetic diversity to save the species, I'll give you that. I don't know how you save the species. I assume that given the genetic engineering ability of the 23rd century, that they're able to I don't know, expand the gene pool, even though they only have at best two genetically different whales, and I would suspect they are indeed brother sister. So they're even not all that genetically diverse at all, but maybe with some future science, they're enough to get the species back. But there can't be a theory. I'm sorry. Bullshit. There's no, the fuck. Okay. What do they say here? So Captain Braxton says, I've already removed several X factors here at Kittimer, Kirk in particular. I've been traveling through history, looking for key moments in the Federation's development, attempting to extinguish them. You can't imagine how complicated that is. He says, I'm sorry, but that man was a menace. He once stole 2 humpback whales from the 20th century. That caused the entire species to go extinct. You don't even want to know what we went through to fix that. I know you don't want to hear this, Picard, but if the galaxy is to survive at all, if the future is to survive, then your generation of the Federation must be its last. Braxton, you're insane. Traveling back through time over and over. It's fractured your psyche, just as you've done to history. No, Picard, I know exactly what I'm doing. I'm saving the universe. Fucking Braxton. Oh my God. Fuck. It's like they never even seen the fucking movie. Where are we? Dan Ben, the actress who plays Captain Janeway, said her favorite episode of Voyager was Counterpoint because she got a love interest. Pleasant Valley Picker says, Mikey, it's so sad that people do awful things like this a few weeks before Christmas. I think of the families that were looking forward to seeing those students at Christmas break are now mourning. Dan Ben, I thought there was only Paramount Plus. Mikey Sue says, hello, PvP. Yes, the shooting occurred only 4 miles away from where the shooter shot up 60 people at a concert near Mandalay Bay Casino in 2017. That was a fucked up situation. Dan Ben says, Bird of Prey 5, on Twitter, I DM'd a screenshot from Paramount Plus Lower Decks done in the art style of the TV show Frasier intro. Thanks, Dan. Pleasant Valley Pickers says, I remember that, Mikey. There were videos of that sad event on the internet. Was really scared to see what those poor people experienced. That guy, that shooter at Mandalay Bay, he also shot at the airport. He shot at the gas tanks. He thought shooting the gas tanks would cause them to explode. But luckily, they didn't. Apparently, they were made so that, God forbid, they were shot at, they would not explode. Arabic Sonder, says Kapla. Kapla Arabic Sonder. The article is talking about a comic, yes. Mikey Sue says lots of silly rumors and lies in sci-fi. Correct, JP's. Comic book isn't canon. Pleasant Valley Picker says it's true, Mikey. Not limited to sci-fi, though. Pick any topic, and there be a lot of misinformation. Mikey Sue is agreed. Comic books aren't canon. Daniel says 5 now dead in major cantaloupe salmonella outbreak. Cantaloupe. I'm over. I heard about the cantaloupe. Dan Benson, my only question about Star Trek 4, including Star Trek 3, is can the Klingon bird of prey use the transporter when cloaked? Yes, I mean, they used it while cloaked before. Gorilla says Kirk made incest whales. Pleasant Valley Figures says bad art too. That comic book looks like crap. JP says no, Gorilla, they were incestuous because they were from the southern U.S. I don't, wait. Just as a matter of fact, San Francisco is not the southern U.S. So I'm sorry. I can't agree. Neither is Alameda. Mikey Sue says, oh, wow, Daniel, good thing it hasn't affected Canada's fruit yet. Pleasant Valley Picker is hanging out here before getting ready to go to Christmas dinner. It's a little early in the year for Christmas dinner, but however it works, it works. Mike Richards, it's a bird rant. Dan Ben says, the goddamn movie is actually Star Trek 5, The Final Frontier. 43 New York down, it's a whale rant. Lowell engage rant mode. That's what I picker. Sorry, sometimes I've heard as much as I can hear, and I can't hear no more. JP says there's enough goddamn fruits in Canada already. Pleasant I figure red alert. Lowell, shields on full. And Dan Ben is I don't know what's going on. Maximum power to the shield, Scotty, says Pleasant Valley Picker. John Aragi says, are there whale arguments? Are there whale augments in the Federation? Well, I think there might be. I'm not sure it's illegal to genetically alter whales. Dan Ben says in Star Trek 4, they do beam from the hospital to the outside of the ship instead of directly inside. Yeah, there's some weird things going on. But they do beam people from outside the ship inside the ship. They also beam Uhura directly from the USS Enterprise naval vessel, the nuclear vessel. They beam her directly into the bird of prey. So it's kind of like they beam wherever it makes for the most interesting camera scene, they beam people to. Dan Benz is a pretty good drawing of Relativity Guy. Pleasant Valley Pigger says it's revisionist Trek. Mikey Sue says, what if Trek more than likely? Daniel's Hot Topic says Fraction is creating another multiverse with his actions fracturing time over and over to infinity and beyond. Stan Lee says, why do actors always seem to want their characters to have a love interest? Because they're actors. They want to get all touchy-feely with a cute chick or a hot guy. Does it just equate to more screen time? That too. Dan Ben says people shouldn't come up with fan theories on something that doesn't need them. Stanley says, are they not getting any at home? Probably not. Probably not. Pleasant Valley Pigger, there's lots of folks creating Trek that have never seen Trek. That's why so much stuff with the Trek name is garbage. Yeah. It should be hauled away as garbage. Pleasant Valley Pickers, there's lots of, I read that. Stanley says that doesn't work. I saw it on Mythbusters. Stanley says it's gas fumes that are flammable. Liquid gas is much harder to ignite. Stanley says, damn, wasn't there just a big pineapple recently too? Yeah, all fruits and vegetables are deadly. It's not safe to eat. Don't eat fruits, vegetables. Just eat meat. You can cook the meat. It makes it safe to eat. And then that's why human beings have lasted as long as we have. You eat cooked meat and you drink beer and cooked meat, and you're safe. JP says the southern U.S. qualifies as anything south of the 52nd parallel. Pleasant Valley Picker says, killer cantaloupes. If the reality wasn't so sad, it would sound like a hilarious grade B film. Antiderivative Jill says, I went to a holiday event today, so it's that time of the year. Captain Phantom Nerds with Bird of Prey. You asked how I was before. I will say an ice bag helps the pain. That's good to know. At least something helps the pain, Captain. Sorry there's pain at all, but something helps. Dan Ben says, I recently found out the bird of prey from episode 6 that can fire weapons when cloaked can only fire torpedoes, not all weapons. You mean from the movie Star Trek 6, The Undiscovered Country can only fire torpedoes when cloaked? Mikey Sue says, our apartment complex has a Christmas lunch, Brother Bird, for next Tuesday, 12/12. What, Mama Pray? Ryan O'Neal passed away? And who is he? Love story? I don't know what that is. Okay, I'll look it up. Pleasant Valley Pickers with my boss has a company staff dinner in a few weeks before Christmas every year. Can't pass up a free steak dinner. Oh, don't do that. Paper Moon actor pass. John Rodgers' question of the day from Mama Pray. How did Dado Pray propose to you? I guess they really want to know, Mama Pray. Okay. Let's bring in Mama Pray over. And she is, I don't know the answer.
No, you don't. No, you don't. You're not going to believe this. He looked at me and he said, you know, my father thinks it's time we get married. We've been living together for a while. And I said, yeah, he's probably right. Not very romantic, but the truth.
I never even considered that you guys were living together before you got married. My parents were living in sin.
But we got married. And no, I wasn't pregnant with you. You weren't born till 2.5 years after we got married.
Yeah.
Actually, what happened was, we used to go upstate, to the house in Caroga, and my in-laws' friends, they had a big group of friends, and the house wasn't done yet. It was still, my goodness, when they bought it, it had one electric bulb in one room, no running, they had a pump that pumped the water. If you needed water in the kitchen sink, you had to use the pump to pump it up, and then you get water. It was an outhouse. It was definitely, what would you call it? Roughing it. But we were up there one weekend, and Dado Pray was upstairs, and he yells downstairs to me, where did you pack my underwear? So that kind of embarrassed my in-laws. And that's when we decided, yeah, okay, it's time to get married. After that weekend, that's when he said to me, hey, look,
How romantic.
Not romantic at all.
But it worked.
Yeah. And what I said to him then was, now he had just lost the business and he did not have much money at all. So I said to him, I wanted him to make me 2 promises. That's all I wanted. I did not want a diamond ring. I did not need to be showered with gifts. Just 2 promises. And I'm sure he tried to keep both of them. One was, I never wanted to be evicted from a house. I didn't care if we ever didn't own a home. We could rent forever. And the second was, please promise me you will never go into business with anybody other than your brother, because his best friend had just really screwed him badly on the business they were in. Unfortunately, I should have taken a ring. That's it. Back to you.
Thank you, Mama.
You're welcome.
I never in all that time.
Nobody
I
ever
never
asked.
ever asked.
Nobody ever asked.
How did Dad O'Fray propose? Huh.
He didn't. He said, you think when he said my father thinks, I almost hit him, but I didn't.
I could totally see Dad O'Fray saying.
Yeah. I mean, that was him, you know.
Yeah, I'll be honest. Anything would have been shocking. You know, he certainly wasn't putting his knee on.
He wasn't getting down on his knee.
He wasn't getting down on his knee. Dad O'Fray would have had a hard time to stand back up. But I don't know. I would have just figured something basic. I guess that's pretty basic.
Yeah.
All right, good one, John Araki. John Araki also says, Karoga fact, it is illegal to elope in Karoga. It would cheat the emperor of his right to prima nocta. Indeed. Pleasant Valley Picker says they beam Kirk intership in Day of the Dove. Yes. It was supposed to be dangerous. Rarely used. Mikey Sue says Kate Mulgrew ain't exactly a hot actress anymore. I don't know she was ever. But yeah, she was better. Better than she is now. John Araki says Mulgrew did not age well. She did not age like a fine Dax. I'll tell you that. Dan Ben says, Bird of Prey 5, do you think Star Trek is getting worse when this is going around the internet? Will there be a Muppet episode of Strange New World Season 3? Dan Ben, I don't care about Strange New Worlds anymore. They could do a Muppet episode. I hope they do an all nude episode of Strange New World. See, you know what? Push the envelope. You can do anything you want. You don't have censors anymore. There's no censorship. Do it. Do something interesting. You an all nude episode of Strange New Worlds, a fucking Beta Z wedding, or whatever the fuck you want. Make it happen. Pleasant Valley Picker says Kate was never hot for me, Mikey. Too much of the stern school teacher, as well as her voice, is like fingernails on a chalkboard to my ears. Stanley's is eat meat, eat meat, eat a big old steer, eat meat, eat Matt. Can I have one, dear? Captain Phantom Nerd says hi to Mikey Sues. Bradley Briggs says diesel fuel can be very hard to light. It's possible to put out a match in diesel. And jet fuel is kerosene for all practical purposes. Dan Ben says Captain Archer was also beamed from one part of the ship to another in season 3. Stan Lee says, eat meat. It's a mighty good food, a grade A meal if you're in the mood. Mighty Sue says, oh my God, no Disney Muppets in Star Trek ever. Muppets could improve Trek, says JP's. Antidote Jill says, oh no, feel better. The Captain Fandom Nerd. Absolutely. Melted Copper says, hey guys, I'm drunk. Welcome, Melted Copper. Pleasant Valley Pigger says, meat and beer. Is that the Viking diet? No, it's just the reality is that beer prevented disease that often could contaminate water since it needed to be fermented. And the meat would literally be cooked so hot it would kill anything in it. So it was also relatively safe to eat. Dan Ben says there's a funny scene in Stargate SGA where Atlantis, where McKay, where they beam him from one part of the ship to another. Stanley says, Dan Ben and Spaceballs, they beam the president next door and he materializes ass backwards. Dan Ben, undiscovered country, the bird of prey fires when cloaked. I recently discovered only fire torpedoes, not all weapons. Stanley says, and Ralph Sorella died the other day. I don't know. 58 from cancer, says Stanley. Melted Copper says Wrath of Khans, Revenge Story, and Undiscovered Country is better film. There was no shotgun involved in Mama Prey's wedding. Dan Ben says, yeah, I've never seen Spaceballs or want to. Stanley says, very romantic, living in sin. Pleasant Valley Figure says, Ryan O'Neal, he was pretty big in the 70s. Paper Moon was pretty good. Love Story was awful, sappy garbage. What'd you say? Pleasant Valley Figure says, the repent sinners. Mikey Sue says, Ryan O'Neal was friends with Farrah Fawcett back in the day, and Father Tatum O'Neal died of cancer at the age of 82. This year sucks. FKHC 2005 says, where does upstate New York start anyway? That's a good question. Some people would say anywhere north of the Bronx, but most people would say anywhere north of Westchester. It's really not that far up from the southern part of the state. Mikey Sue says Ryan O'Neal died of both leukemia, which led, and Ryan O'Neal died of both leukemia and which led to prostate cancer. Pleasant Valley Picker says, True Mikey, Miles Goodwin, lead songwriter and band leader for great classic rock band April Wine, passed away last Sunday. Still devastated as I loved that band. Many huge selling albums. Melted Copper says money is happy. Oats, your phone home, cable, and food in your stomach. Money is happy. Something, your phone home, cable, and I think we got some typos there. Pleasant Valley Picker, he also said he was drunk. Pleasant Valley Picker says, I saw April Wine 3 times live in the 70s. They were a great live band. Melted Copper in a palpitine voice. Do it. Do it. Mikey Sue says, or as Bird would call it, pornographic track worlds. I would. All nude and rude, says PvP. Mikey Sue says, good night to Melted Copper. Melted Copper says, how are you guys? Bird spawned me entering all sorts of random live feeds, just going out of Teague and Comic Relief Friday chatter. Take care, Melted Copper. Anti-Tutor Jill with a link. I'm having a birthday party on my channel tomorrow, sometime after midnight, as Saturday turns into Sunday. I'm going to be playing Duke Nukem and have a panel. Guys, check that out. Make sure you're subscribed to Anti-Derivative Jill. It is her birthday coming up. I'm pretty sure she's 18 at least. I'm, I know it's hard. You can never be sure, but I'm pretty sure she's legal. If the police give you trouble, just tell her that I confirmed she's legal. Okay, don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. But enjoy and wish her a happy birthday. Yes, Mama Pray.
You want to try this?
Family size. What is it?
The spinach and cheese tortellini.
Spinach and cheese. Sure.
You want
Yeah,
to
that sounds good. Let's check. I don't think there's any dear bops today. No dear bops today. So okay. I think we're going to call it here, guys. Thank you all so much for hanging out. Have a great weekend. I'll be around, I hope. And see you guys out there. Head over to the underground at freethenet.org/underground. Hang out there generally when I'm not doing anything. I can strike up a conversation, or you can talk to LDG if you got a tech support issues or just want to hang out with people. It's a nice place to be. And yeah, I'll see you guys out there. Pleasant Valley Pickers is a bit over 18, but still lovely. I can't be sure. Melted Copper says it can't end. I'm sorry, Melted Copper. Like I said, head over to, in fact, I'll type it in. I will type it in, https://freethenet.org/underground. If you don't want it to end, you don't have anywhere else to go, you can head over there, and it's like a StreamYard, but it doesn't go live. It's just everybody just hangs out there, and it's just a hangout. It's not being recorded. So, you hang out, you have fun. There's only, it's very rare there's more than 10 people there. So it's, 2, 3, 4, 5 people, 6 people. Usually there's always room for more. And you can always just hang out, talk about whatever you want. It's cool. It's cool. Pleasant Valley Figure says, don't forget, Pop Culture is planning a live from the lab on Saturday. Okay. That's cool too. Mikey Sue's finally got to see Miss Jill on camera yesterday. Her hubby is one lucky man for sure. Yes. Yes, he is. Although we didn't get to see him on camera. How do we know he's real? Just saying. Melted Copper says hugs and kisses, but also hi. And the choo-choo train is heading, Mr. Bird. Kapla all. Pleasant Valley Picker, Jill, I don't know if it was yesterday, but Jill did a members stream for the members of her channel. In fact, it was Wednesday. It was Wednesday. That's where she was. So if you become a member of her channel, you can see her member streams. And with that, we're out.